So, unless Instagram is playing me, we're live. We're live this evening for the Light Elegance UK trade show, which is running today and tomorrow till midnight tomorrow night. So, we've got a few bits of education for you tonight and tomorrow evening. But before we start, I'm going to be doing Halloween Frenchies, so I'll show you a little bit more of that in just a few minutes. And before then, I'll just let you know a little bit more about me, in case you don't know me. I know a few of you will have seen me before on these lives, but my name is Lennor. I'm coming to you from deepest, darkest Cornwall on a beautiful sunny evening. It's been absolutely gorgeous today. So I hope you've had some sunshine where you are as well, because it's just gorgeous. I love it. So I have been working with Light Elegance since 2019, and I have loved every moment of it. Starting with Light Elegance, I did my training with Jojo, who probably lots of you will know because Jojo is amazing. She's an amazing educator, and I loved my training with Jojo. It was great, and it was just the start of an incredible journey with Light Elegance. It completely changed the path of my career, because up to that point I was quite basic. It was colour, it was glitter, and it was a little bit of French, maybe some stamping, and that was it. But with Light Elegance, I have been able to unleash my artistic and creative side with the help of the buttercreams, which are one of my favourites. And Lexi line is my absolute go-to gel product from Light Elegance. I love it more than anything, and it's an amazing product to work with. So if you haven't tried Lexi yet, go try. I am part of the ambassador team and the educator team, so I do a bit of both and love it. And yeah, so that is a little bit about me. Now I'm going to show you a little bit what we're going to be doing today or this evening. So hi to everybody that's just joined. Hi Angela. Good afternoon to SB Beauty Studio as well. I'm glad you could join us. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing this evening. So bear with me. They've changed everything around. They like doing this to us, Instagram, don't they? Just as we get comfortable with where everything is, they like to mess with us. So here we go. I'm going to zoom a little bit. So I have got 3 styles here. So we are starting, if I can get hold of them, with our Bat Frenchie. So this is very Halloween-y, super cute, and I love it. So I've got a few of those to show you. And Moons and Stars. Now, this can work for like almost any time really, but it is particularly good at this time of year with Halloween. And I've got a few different options with this that I'm going to show you as well. And then if we have the time, I've just done this little one today. It's Florals and Ghosties. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. So it's a floral and ghosty set Frenchie. So if we get time, I will do this as well. So I will show you a few that Blue Peter style I prepared earlier. So we've got, let me grab these 3. These are the Moons and Stars. Oh gosh, I feel really cack-handed today. This one I've used Provocative from the Dare to Indulge collection as the base. And then over the top, I have used, Smoking Hot Pepper glitter gel. Now, if you joined my glitter gel live a few weeks ago, I'm pretty sure, in fact, I did talk about this one. Smoking Hot Pepper. It's really difficult to see, but to you it probably looks like it's lots of little white or silver flecks in there. It's actually catching the light in multicolours. So it's a multicoloured rainbow set in a dark background, and it is fab, and it's great for this time of year. So yes, as Angela likes to call it, it is Ozzy Osbourne in a pot. So this is provocative with smoking hot pepper over the top, and then the white moons and stars. Then we have this one. It's a little bit different. So for this one, I have used Luxurious from Dare to Indulge and Sinful from the Dare to Indulge collection as well. Now, Sinful is, it's stunning. It's sort of climbing up as one of my favourite glitters. So it's a real teal coloured glitter in a dark background, and it looks amazing over Luxurious. It looks amazing over black, so many different colours. And what I've done with this one to change it up is I have gone with metallic gold for the moons and stars. I think it works really nicely. And then this one, I've changed it up again. So I've gone with a white ombre French, and then over the top I have used Diamonds and Pearls. Diamonds and Pearls is a remake of a classic that was called Diamonds, and it's really, really beautiful. It's got pieces of white and silver, and it just is really, really pretty. So I've done that over a white ombre, and then for the moons and stars, I've chosen a couple of Halloween-y type colours. So the pumpkin orange. I've gone with Lazy Day Lavender, which is a kind of, it's a bit more of a, an autumn lavender, I would say. So it's really pretty. And then a couple of little bits of Flower Power, which is your pale pink, just a few little accents there. So that's the moons and stars. For the bats, so you saw the classic orange with the black bat. Then I've done this one, which is Lazy Day Lavender, and I have added a touch of Stormy Kitty. So we've got the cat's eye in there as well, and you can just see as you move it, it catches the light really beautifully. These are really, really versatile because you can do so many things with this. There's so many colourways you can use. You can make it as sort of dark and gothy as you like, or you can make it really fun and playful and use really quite sort of fun colours. You don't have to stick to just Halloween colours. So they're really, really versatile and super simple to do. And just so you can see, try my hand, when I prepared earlier, I did a short bat because I wanted to see how it would look on a short nail, and I think it does okay on a short nail actually. I've used Your Churn as the base because I kind of wanted to keep it quite subtle, and I've still got, that's my glitter cuff from 2 weeks ago when I did the glitter live. So I've used Your Churn, which is a really lovely blush pink colour. And then I've got the black for the bat. So it does work on short nails as well. So there we go. My little Halloween glow up that I gave myself. So these are what we're doing this evening. Okay. So, quick question. Do you want to see bats or moons and stars first? I'll let you hit me up with your requests while I put my other glove on. And just to let you know that if you have any questions at all, pop them in the chat for me, and I will answer them when I can. So yeah. So at the moment, I think it's bats. I think bats are going to win this, aren't they? Right. Okay. Let's go bats. I'm going to move these out of the way. Right. And I have got, definitely bats. Bats are winning. So I've prepared some tips already. Now what I've done is I've put Ideal Pink down as a base, and what I've done is I've cured it, but I've left it wet because I find it kind of easier to work with for doing the French part and for doing even the ombre part. So let's see, what colour shall we do? I think I'll do a different colour. I'm going to do Peekaboo because why not? Let's go with something. I said you could use any colour with it. So Peekaboo is a really beautiful electric blue. It's a stunner. Now I've got my liner brush, and first of all I'm going to coat my liner brush so that it's not too full. Right, this is where I will get a shaky hand probably. So I like to start my French from the centre and pull it up like that. Now, obviously working on a tip, it's great because you can flip it round to suit you. But everybody has their way of doing French. And yeah, so normally pull it down and create your French. Now, the great thing with this type of French is that even if you don't get your line absolutely perfect and spot on, it doesn't matter too much because you're going to go over with the black. So any slight sort of imperfections, you can kind of disguise it. So it's great. So I'm just filling in the tip with my blue, trying to get it as even as possible. So as you can see, it's a stunning colour. Just trying to not have it all blobby. Right, there we go. So I'm going to pop that in to cure for 60 seconds. So the buttercream to cure for 60 seconds in your UV lamp. So shall we add a little bit of cat's eye to our Peekaboo? I think a cat's eye would look pretty amazing. I am going to go with ice because I think ice will look really, really great over... Oh, you want mermaid kitty, Tina? Okay, shall we do mermaid or shall we do ice? What do you reckon? Let me grab mermaid. So we'll go mermaid. Not that you're being bossy, Tina. No, that's fine. We'll do a bit of mermaid. Mermaid is very cool. So, if you haven't met the kitties are the cat's eye polishes. And mermaid, as you can see, it's kind of blue, it's green, it's purple. It depends how the light catches it. So I'm just going to go over with a thin coat. Now, I actually think that as well as being magnetic polishes, I think the cat's eyes, even just as they are before you work the magic and pull them around, I think they really look beautiful as a metallic polish on their own, to be fair. So I've got my Lafine Pro magnet And I'm just going to push and pull until I get it how I want it. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. So, curing that for 60 seconds. So the next thing we're going to do, once we have got our sort of coloured French, whichever colour you're using, I'm going to go with black tie to create the bat design. Now, I had a client bring this into me last year and I looked and I was thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do that? It looks really difficult, and it kind of scared me for a moment. But whenever a client brings me in a design and I kind of get a little bit like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? I kind of take a moment, look at the design and think, okay, how can I break this down and make it simple for me to do, if that makes sense. And that's what a lot of designs, even though they might look difficult and scary, you can often just break them down into some simple lines and shapes and you can create your design. So our base. Now, get black tie. I want my liner brush again, which is currently covered in blue, so we'll clean that off. Right, so again, I'm going to coat my brush, but I don't want it blobby and globby, if that makes sense. And then I'm just going to follow the outline that I've already done. Now, this is already a dark colour, so it's not going to be quite as dramatic as the lighter colours, but I think you'll still see the design well. So just pulling the line up. So now it has kind of gone a bit funny in the centre there, but that's fine. It doesn't matter because that is where our bat face is going to go. So it's absolutely fine. Right. So we've done our outline of our smile line, and then I get a little bit more on my brush. I'm going to go down the centre. So I'm going to just rest my brush against the tip and pull it down like this. There we go. So that's our first one. And then we want one either side. So in the centre of this half, I'm going to do the same thing and just pull a line down like that. And then centre of this line, side, and bring it down like that. So you've basically got 3 lines. Now, what I like to do is I like to just curve it slightly at the top. So you're almost creating a V at the top and pulling it down to your line like that. Can you see? Hopefully you can see. And then I'm going to do the same with these side ones too. So it's only a small detail, but it just makes it look great. So, seeing that black line doesn't look as black black as I'd like it to be. And, ooh. Strengthen that. There. So we've just softened up the lines at the top. So now we have our little V's, creating the veins on the bat. And now I'm going to take one of my dotting tools. So this is the stylus number 2. So I don't want a teeny tiny blob, but I'm going to take some black, and just in the centre I'm going to do a little blob like that so it sticks up. Then I want a small liner brush. I'm not going to add any colour to my brush. I'm just going to create the ears by pulling up just a little bit. So you've got a point like that. Okay, and I'm going to go in again with my liner brush, not liner brush, just put that down. So there we have our little bat. So I'm going to pop that in to cure. So yeah, that is how easy it is to create that. So it's really super simple. It's literally just a few lines, your dotting tool, and then a little pull up to create your ears. Now you can, I'll show you on this one, you can make it super cute, and you can actually add a couple of little eyes if you want. So I've got the I've got the number 1 stylus, which is like really tiny. Hopefully I've not put too much. I'm trying. No, that's no good. Okay, I put too much on my dotting tool. So let's see if I can do this. So you can actually add 2 little eyes if you like. I think it looks kind of cute with the little eyes. But yeah, that's another option for you. Just change it up a little bit, you see. So let's see. Autumn Lane Beauty, it's so easy but looks very difficult when you first see the design. That is exactly what I mean. Sometimes these designs look really tricky and you think, I'll never be able to do that. But you can, you absolutely can. It's just break the design down and see how it's made up, and then work out a way for you to do it. Now I'm going to just top coat this. Put the top coat down. Ah! Oh my goodness. I feel so cat-handed today and everything's just jumping around out my hands. So I think it will smooth everything and you'll see the cat's eye taking shape. Well, no, you'll see the colour. So then cure that one. So there we go. That is your bat. Now, do you reckon you could do that? I'm pretty sure you could. And do you prefer it with the eyes or without? I kind of like it with them. I think they're super cute. So next we're going to go with our moons and stars. So does anybody have a preference to which colour we go for the moons and stars? Do you want to go dark or do you want to go light? This was the original. Had a little smiley face too. It would be tiny. It would be cute though. So this is the black based one that I've done, and what I've used here is I've used black tie for the ombre underneath, and then Tall, Dark and Handsome, which is a black base with tiny pieces of like a soft gold. But another great one that could be used over it is Midnight Melancholy, which has got a black base with lots of silver, but it's got pieces of like blue and orange and everything in there as well. So that's really cool, which is great for autumn. So Moody Blue, Dark Blue. Okay, right, let's go with dark blue. I shall just go to my cupboard next door and get out Moody Blues. So Moody Blues is a really beautiful dark blue, but it's not so dark that you can't see the blue in there. So it's really lovely. Now I'm going to use my bling brush, and I put colours on the end of my brushes because I have different brushes for different colours. So if I'm using dark colours like that are blues and greens, I will use this one. It just means that you kind of don't get your light colours muddied with your darker colours and things. So I'm just putting a little bit like this, and I'm going to move some things out of my way. I've wiped off as much as I can from the brush without taking it all off, and I'm just going to pull it up like that. Okay, I'm going to cure that. Now, the great thing with this one is that even if you are not 100% confident doing ombres, you can do this because you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be an amazing ombre tech to be able to do this design. The glitter hides a multitude of sins, I will just say. So if you want to do ombre, but you're kind of like, oh, I can't get an absolutely perfect ombre, don't fear. With this, you can absolutely do that. And it will look great, whether you, like I say, whether you are good at ombres or not. But I've found when I'm doing the ombre, not wiping off the inhibition layer makes it easier for me. It kind of glides better rather than dragging. I've tried it on matte and I've tried it on the slick, and yeah, for me the slick works better. So I'm going to come in again with a little bit more. Again, I've just popped it on the end. I'm taking off the excess from my brush and I'm just pulling it up a little bit more, but not as much. So it's more on the ends, like that. Okay, and I'm just going to put a teeny extra bit on the bottom. Okay, so that's our blue. Now, I think with Moody Blue, I might actually use Midnight Melancholy. Because like I said, this has got a dark base, and it's got those bits of silver, the bits of orange, and the bits of blue in there as well. So I think it's going to work really well. I think it will look so pretty, and add a little bit of dimension to the ombre. So I'm going to put my lid on that brush, and can you guess which brush these are used, which these are used for? These are the glitter ones. So I tend to use my old gel brushes, and I use them for glitters because with glitters, I don't think the brushes need to be perfect, and so when they're no good for your colour and for your gel, I find they're great for glitter because yeah, it doesn't need to be utterly perfect. So here we have our ombre base. I'm going to take a little bit of glitter. I'm going to add it at the bottom, like so, and I'm going to pull it up. Angela's brush is old and battered for glitter as well. Yeah, you see? I think it works better. That's my excuse. So I'm pulling the glitter up beyond the line of the colour ombre. And I like to have a little bit more down at the tip. But yeah, just a little bit, drag it up just over the edge of the colour ombre, and there you have it. That's your ombre. So like I say, you do not have to be great at ombre to be able to do this design, because it will still look amazing. There we have our bat. Let me get it closer to the light so you can see. So you can see the colours. Let's add a little bit of detail to the face, shall we? I'm actually going to use, instead of using my stylus for the eyes, I'm going to I'm trying to do it so lightly that I'm not even touching. There we go. It's like glowing eyes peering through the forest, isn't it? It's like cat's eyes when they're caught in the light. So I think he's really cute. I love him. Okay, here we go. Now, once you've got your glitter and it's been cured for a minute, so 60 seconds in the lamp for the glitter gels as well, I'm top coating because I find it is better to work on a surface that's really nice and smooth doing your stars and moon. The moon, for me, is the most difficult part, I'm not going to lie. And it often gets rubbed off and started again countless times. And my clients, they see the look in my eyes and they know when I'm about to just be like, no, not good enough. So there we go. There's your Blue Mermaid bat. So what do we think? Do we like the bats? Do we like the dark blue with the mermaid? And then those eyes shining through. I think it's quite cool. And I love it. So let's decide on a colour for... I think I'm going to stick with white for this one. So just white is perfect. Right, so that's cured. Now, with Super Shiny, you need to give it a moment before you wipe over. So in case you don't already know, when you take your shiny top coat out of the lamp, it is still curing for about 30 seconds or so. Jojo describes it perfectly when she says it's like a sprinter running a race. Once they've crossed the finish line, they don't just stop dead. They kind of like run it off. And that's what we need to do with our shiny top coat. We need to let it run itself off before we wipe over. Right, okay, here we go. This is the tricky part now. The moon. Willa. So I'm going to put the white on my brush. And okay, here goes. I'm going to do the moon kind of high, and it's your crescent moon. I often do it in a couple of strokes because I find if I try and do it in one big sweep, I end up making some weird not crescent moon-like shape. So I just pull it and pull it. You see, it's not my best moon. It's absolutely not my worst. And make it thicker that side. And there we go. So now crafting, you can't find the remover acetone on the LE shop. Are you? Yeah, I know which one you're meaning. So they don't make it anymore. It's just the cleanser that you can now get. Right, there we go. That is your crescent moon. Yay! I was sure I was going to have to rub that off tonight. Right, so I need my styluses. Okay, so I'm taking my number 1 stylus. I'm going to dot a few dots around. Now, some of these we're going to pull out into our tings, as I like to call them. So I'm not really going to put any, I've got a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of product on my brush. I'm going to make this one a ting. So I'm just going to pull it down a little bit and out to the side. I might be wiping this ting off. I'm not sure I love it. I don't love that ting. I like to call them tings because that's what they are. You know, when you see in like cartoons, when the lights hit something, it just goes ting. That's what these are, tings. So I'm going to use a thinner brush. So I'm starting that again, and I'm just going to pull it down. Okay, and then do my little lines. So, a little ting. And then I'm going to do, I need a dot. I want one here. This one's going to be a longer ting. I find the longer ones actually kind of easier for some reason. The little ones always end up a bit like weird looking. So that is, I think we just need a few extra little dots. So it's kind of like a night sky. So I'm happy with that. So that's going in. And yeah, it's similar to this, but with the blue background, it's just a little bit softer. And then with the Midnight Melancholy glitter gel, it gives it a completely different look. So with this design, the possibilities are endless. You can do so many different combinations. Now, I am very quickly going to do this one. So, Great Moon, thank you Now Crafting. I was stressing about that, not going to lie. Anything circular you struggle with, stripes are easier. Yeah, circles I find are really difficult. And I think basically you just got to kind of try and do it in two if you can. I think once you try and do it in one go, you're doomed. So this one, I am actually going to wipe the shine off of this. So I'm just wiping it over with my cleanser. Because when I'm doing this kind of design, I don't want the sticky inhibition layer. So could you use the kitty's top coat over the stars? Yeah, you could. Yep. I think that could look really cool. So I'm going to create the ghosts first. So it's just almost like a blob, pulling it down that side. And then whether you do them the same, they don't have to be exactly the same size. You can do them smaller if you want. So there we go, just white, and that's your two blobs like that. Right, Moon and Stars has now been cured. I'm going to top coat this. And I'm going, because I think it gives it like a bit of a 3D kind of effect when you do it like this. So there we go. That's your Moon and Stars with the dark blue instead of the black. And you can just see, you know, it looks really dark when you see it on its own, but when you see it next to black, you realise how it's just that little bit softer. So that's going to go into cure. We have our Ghost Frenchies. So I want black tie. Here we go. So I'm going to do two little eyes in there. Just want that a little bit bigger. So once again, I'm using my #1 stylus. So that's your ghosties. You could actually leave it like that, and I think it would still look really cool, just like that on its own. But I love my flowers, as you can see. So I am going to go in with some flowers. And for the flowers, I'm using Provocative and Farm Fresh, because I think these two are great colours for autumn. And it's just super simple flowers. I'm adding like my dots to create my little flowers. I'm just doing 3 dots, and then down in the centre there. This nail tip is feeling wobbly on here, so it could go at any time. And then I'm going to use Provocative like that. Again, it's all just little dots, but it's amazing how effective a few little dots can be. And then we'll get a bit of G.I. Jane, which I have ready here. I love G.I. Jane. This is one of my go-to greens whenever I am doing any kind of florals and I need a little bit of greenage. So I'm going to add in a few leaves. It just kind of brings it all together when you've got your leaves in there. It really sort of completes the design. Like that. You can put them, dot them around, like so, like that. And it's as simple as that. Now for the centres of the flowers, I'm going to use in the centre of the red ones, I'm going to use a bit of Farm Fresh, and then in the orange ones a little bit of the red, like so, and that's it. So that is your ghostly floral Frenchie. Super quick, super simple. On the original design, I outlined the ghosts. I've just realised I also put in some little black lines at the bottom to create the bottom of the ghosties. So that's that. So it's super simple, but really pretty, and I love this one. So I'm going to pop that one into Cure and take out my blue finished moons and stars. So there we have. It's been a blue evening, hasn't it, with these designs tonight? I've just realised we went with blue with all of them. So those are the 3 designs you now know how to do. So don't forget, there is the 20% off until midnight tomorrow night. Stocks are low on a few things, and a few things are out of stock because it has been crazy busy. So go grab anything that you need as soon as you can, to avoid disappointment. It's autumn 20, and it is going till tomorrow evening, Monday night at midnight. So go. And following me, you've got Nicole with kind of a midnight Halloween nail art. You've got Tina after that with Beetlejuice nail art, which looks amazing as well. And then tomorrow evening, you've got Connie doing some more Halloween nail art, and she's doing, if I remember rightly, she's doing like Scream kind of art. So yes, glitter over the ghosts will also look cute. Something fine like tiny diamonds or diamonds and pearls. Absolutely. I'm going to flip you around and say goodbye to you now. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned a few things. Go watch the other guys. They are amazing. We'll teach you some really great tricks and give you lots of tips. Your code autumn20, don't forget it. Go grab those bits you need and have a lovely rest of your evening. If you try any of these designs out, tag me. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see what you do with the things that we teach you. Hopefully you've learned some interesting and helpful tricks tonight, and there's more to come. So go grab a cuppa or whatever is your tipple, and then join the girls this evening for some more spooky Halloween nail art. This will be saved, so if you've missed it or want to rewatch it again, feel free, and I will see you again soon. Nice to see you guys. Bye bye.